Hey guys, so I noticed that Litecoin is trending on Twitter, and that made me take a closer look. And then I was just reminded that the Litecoin halving event is in about 2 days. So I figured we would look at what has happened in previous instances where the Litecoin rewards halved. So here we are on the Litecoin chart on the monthly time frame, and the first halving was August 2015. It happened towards the end of the month, so the majority of this candle happened towards the end of the month, and we had the halving, and then we just kind of went sideways. So it was basically not a big deal. We pumped prior to the halving, kind of on speculation. It was kind of like buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. It wasn't really that eventful after the halving happened. Okay, now the following halving happened in 2019, again, same month in August. And this happened, I think it was August 5th, so it was at the start of the month. But you see, we had the halving, and then we just dumped after that. So really, really not a big deal. But this was obviously like right in the bear market for all of crypto. Now we've kind of come out of the bear market, and we have the Bitcoin halving not far off in less than a year. So August, I think, just a couple of days we have the Litecoin halving. So yeah, we get to see what's going to happen. But based on the previous instances, there's nothing really to be too excited about. However, if we look at the chart, it is showing some very bullish signs on the chart. So I'll switch this, and let's look at the chart. Let's start on the monthly time frame. And actually, guys, before I get into this, I should say that if you're not subscribed and you somehow found this channel, if you want to be able to find these analysis videos again in the future, you should subscribe, click the bell, and then click on all, because this is a new channel, and there's very few subscribers. And because of that, when you search for a particular coin, we don't really get prioritized in the search results, right? So they're only going to show you the YouTubers that have a high follower count, right? So yeah, if you find this video helpful, just subscribe so you can get notified when I release new analysis videos. I'm going to do about 2 or 3 every single day. Okay, so as you can see, the way I have this marked up, I'm starting on the monthly time frame, and I have this level right here, because this, I think, is a very significant level, and I have it colored a different color than these green ones, okay? And I've denoted here that this is the monthly. So as you can see, as the price came up here, the bodies ended up closing below this horizontal resistance. And then again right here, we kind of came up, and then the bodies closed 2 months in a row right below this horizontal resistance. So, when you're looking at the weekly or the daily time frame, you're going to see the price cut through this level. But I'm going to pay close attention to where the candle body closes if we do, however, get above here. So if we're able to break this level, which is currently around $123, I'm not going to get overly excited until I see a candle body close above this $123 range. Now, this right here, so you see how I have the green lines here? I'm going to switch it down to the weekly time frame. And you'll see that I have these green levels here marked at the weekly closes, right? So right here, for example, the candle body closed below the green. Again here, candle body closed below the green. And I anticipate, because this particular level has a long history, we may end up, if we come up here, it may serve as a resistance. And then, we're going to basically have the monthly and the weekly levels right here. So I consider this just a range, but I'm not going to get overly excited and go too heavy into Litecoin until I see a monthly candle close above this $123 region. Okay, so and then also I've drawn a weekly horizontal level of support and resistance right here at around $100. So you can see here it served as a strong support right here. We had multiple candle bodies close above this region on the weekly time frame, and then as the price came up to it again, for multiple instances, it served as a level of resistance. So resistance here and again right here. So as we come up, I would look to this potentially being another level of resistance. But since we've already broke it, to me, that's a sign of strength. And I would, if we're able to start closing a weekly candle bodies above this range, I would look to this monthly range between, $123 and $130. So this range would be the next target if we're able to break through here. And of course, surpass this previous high right here. Okay, so if you're going to trade Litecoin, I would suggest, obviously, you should draw this down sloping level of resistance. Mainly, I mean, we've already broken it. We've already broken out. In fact, the last Litecoin video I did, it was right here. Like we were just breaking out. I kind of put you on notice, like, okay, Litecoin's breaking out. And I suggested that, more often than not, when you break out of a long-term resistance, you come back to retest it as support. And as you can see, that is exactly what's happening. So I'll shift this down to the daily and you can take a closer look. So you see we broke out of this downsloping resistance level, and we basically came back down to test it as support. And so far that resistance to support flip has been successful. And as you can see right here on the way back down, we formed a falling wedge, a descending wedge, which is a bullish pattern. So yeah, we've broken out of that as well. So these are very positive signs for Litecoin. And I'll switch it back to the weekly because there's one more line I think you should draw if you're going to trade this. Just basically right here, this upsloping level of support, because obviously if the price gets rejected here, it'll come back down. Look to this region here as being a potential support level. So basically, yeah, just following the price up to the main resistance up right here. Okay, so I'm going to switch the chart right now, and I'm going to take a look at. I have my markups done on a different chart. Okay, so. As for if we on the way up here, we want to look for potential levels of resistance. I just kind of showed you the main ones, and to me that's $123 to $130. But when I'm looking for levels of support and resistance, I also like to look for levels of confluence. And if a particular region has confluence, I just it basically holds that much more weight for me. So what I like to do when I'm finding resistances to the upside, I take a fib retracement level, I draw from the top down to the bottom. And it'll give me projection levels right here. So you see when we came up, the first level of resistance here would be the 382. And as you can see, we fought for that. We fought against this 382 resistance level for several months. We recently broke out of it. And then the next level here is around $129, which lines up perfectly with the monthly and weekly horizontal resistance level. So this range right here is a very important level for Litecoin. And as I said, if we start closing monthly candles above this $130 range, then I have then that's a very, very bullish sign. Of course, the next level of resistance is going to be up here at around the 618 region, around 170, and then just upwards from there. Let's see. So let's see if you wanted to take a short-term trade on a smaller time frame. So you see we have the breakout of the falling wedge right here. And I mentioned in most of my videos that I like to mark out the previous day high and the previous day low. And in this instance, this is a perfect example of how effective they are. So you see here, it was we broke above it, but then it served as a level of resistance for quite a while here. And when we dump back down, look exactly where we got supported at. We got supported right here at the previous day low, served as a support level. So I like to just trade within these ranges. Now, right now, we are just in the middle, right? So I'm not looking to take a trade right now. For me to enter a short-term trade, I want to be either at the resistance level or down at a support. In the middle, it's not really good for me because I'd have to risk too much, right? Because I like to put a stop loss in an area where, I'm not really risking too much. If the price made its way back down here, we have the weekly candle closing in about an hour and a little over an hour. So there could be some price volatility. If the price came back down here, I would potentially look to enter a long position right here, and then I place my stop just below this previous swing low, and then I probably target where we are right now, the midpoint. So that would give me a risk-reward ratio of 1 to 10.73, which is amazing. I would risk 0.24% to potentially gain 2.60%. And of course, I can amplify that with a little bit of leverage. And works the same way too, like if the price made it back up here. So I would consider... let's see here. No, that's not the one. Just the trend line. So you see how we have a lot of price history right around this range here. So I would consider this on the short-term time frame, just the local resistance level. So obviously, if the price came back up to this range, you could, or not telling you what to do, but I could potentially look to enter a short position with the stop loss just above these wicks, and then I would target again either the mid range or all the way down here at the previous day low. Well, probably I'd probably target right here on the downside, right? So theoretically, let's just see if I entered a short position, if the price came up here, and I would look for confirmation, like I would look for maybe a doji candle, maybe a bearish engulfing candle, something like that. I would place my stop loss just above this previous wick here, and if I targeted the top of this range, That gives me a risk reward ratio of about 1 to 2.4, which is pretty good. And if I went all the way down here to the top of here, this cluster, so it was support here and then there was a cluster of resistance right here, that would give me a risk reward ratio of almost 1 to 4, which, yeah, these are the kind of trades I like to enter. I would risk about 1% to potentially gain 4% to the downside. Okay, I think that about sums it up. Just to kind of recap here. The halving events historically haven't really led to big pumps. Normally we'd have like an upswing leading up to the halving, but after the halving, just kind of boring price action. 1 year we dumped. So yeah, the halving for Litecoin is not nearly as exciting as the halving for Bitcoin. Your main region of resistance, monthly close above 130. That would be huge for this particular asset. And yeah, we've basically fallen out of the we broke the resistance. We're just doing a retest. If I put it down to the daily, then you'll see like the retest kind of came down as a falling wedge, very bullish. And yeah, I gave you the levels to look out for. So anyway, hopefully that helped. And if you found it helpful, just subscribe, click the bell, click on all. And yeah, that's about it. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.